Let's go. We're live, baby. Much love to everybody that watched all of the streams last night. And if you somehow did watch the stream last night, be sure to let me know by typing in the chat real one or R1. Yeah. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. We got plenty to talk about on this Victory Friday. Good. Live. Yo. One way or another. Let's go. Come on. If it's your birthday this month, happy birthday to you. Come on. Appreciate all of the real ones. Appreciate you. Let's go. If you don't like the Dallas Cowboys,
you must be out of your goddamn mind.
Come on. Let's go. Yep. What's up, Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate you guys for tuning in. As we began to talk a little bit about, the game, let's first and foremost say congratulations to the Cowboys, right? Let's say congratulations to the Cowboys. It was a victory, and victory is wonderful. LIS, let it shine. Let the people know to the right of you. Let the people know to the left of you. If you are at work, let them know as well. How about them Cowboys, right? We got to say the praises to the Cowboys, but let's just be fair and balanced with everything far as our approach. There are some things that we have to improve on, and there are things that we did well at. Let me repeat, there are some things that we have to improve on, and there are some things that we did well at, right? So let's not get foolish. We got 5 more games. We're still at a situation whereas, yes, we're 8-4, but we haven't accomplished anything yet, right? Let me know if I'm wrong, Cowboy Nation. I believe that Parsons, even he said it himself. Hey, it's not time to eat my oodles and noodles or my Cheetos. It's time for us to regroup, get rested, basically, and let's focus against the Washington team, right? But we can't be over here swinging at the air, mad at everything about our pitfalls, right? And let's just be objective as much as possible, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to Saints Jerome, baby. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in right now. Shout out to you, Allah. Appreciate you. And shout out to you as well as Jay Worthy. I see you, fam. And who's that is? Leah, appreciate you. Look at me, though. Shout out to you as well. Hey, everybody that's here, that's tuned in. Thank everybody for being part of this episode. Let me do this. Yeah, here we go. Cowboy Nation. The guy that I really saw just exploded everything. Wide open. And he was just wonderful at it. Let's give out these awards, Cowboy Nation. Oh, my goodness. First award goes to C.D. Lamb. Well, let's give this award to C.D. Lamb. I mean, he was amazing, Cowboy Nation. When you open your eyes up and see how he greeted the ball and he was able to get that yards after catch, and we'll say the defense for last, we got to give CeeDee Lamb the award of being aggressive, pointing the nosing the ball, greeting the ball in tight traffics and what have you, and was able to get upfield. Now, let me remove this one, and we'll bring it right back. Big shout out to Amari Cooper. It was a vertical stretch in the middle of the field, and the defense was saying to themselves, all right, cool. We going to man this thing up. We going to lock it up or what have you. And Coop was able to get behind the actual opposition with that stutter go and get upfield, and Dak Prescott was able to connect. So let's give him a round of applause. Appreciate you for sharing, Cedric. Man, appreciate you. Coop did his thing. Lamb did his thing. And let's give a round of applause to, when you look back at everything, you have to give the round of applause to Rain Dakota Prescott for standing tall in the pocket and delivering the ball. He played some good football. After you look at the tape and you review everything, you would say, all right, cool. You got to give it to him. And last but not least, on the offense, you got to give it to Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard. Let me break down those two guys. Tony Pollard and Dak Prescott. Oh, I forgot to put the award out there. Yeah, these shared award for Tony Pollard and Dak Prescott. But let me talk about Tony Pollard first, and then we'll talk about Dak Prescott. Tony Pollard, when he scored his touchdown off the edge, which we all say that, hey, that should be a situation for him instead of running it in between the teeth, right? He did just like this. That's letting everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, know that he's the new silent assassin. He letting people know that he hears the noise on the outside. But all he do is just like 3-6 Mafia last night. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to the Tennessee area. Is he destroyed his opposition by staying consistent with his approach and kicking it out to the outside. He still had to make somebody miss, and he swerved around, and he got upfield. But when he scored, he said, I know the eyes are watching. I know the thoughts are racing. TP, are you with me? Jay, where are they? Shoot. Let's give him another one of those, man. Yeah. Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's a good group. But 3-6 Mafia. It's a whole mafia with them boys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they put on a whole concert last night, just like what Tony Pollard did. And my thing is, Cowboy Nation, yeah, they cook some bones, baby. And shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. They are a wonderful group, by the way, Cowboy Nation and everybody that's listening. Wonderful group. Yeah, but it ain't no 3-6. Hit after hit, bands will make you dance, baby. Yep, and we will sip it on some scissor, baby. I mean, good grief. Then they brought Lil Wayne, and then they brought Terrence Howard out there. I said, good grief. If they kept going, they would have pulled some more people out of there, man. But neither here nor there. Cowboy Nation. Dak Prescott, I know he is the most judged quarterback. People are going to nitpick about Dak Prescott. There were some throws. Oh, I left out Gallup. Charge it to my head. Gallup is the silent killer. This is from Brandon. Let's give a round. Let's give Gallup a trophy just cause. You know what I'm saying? Gallup, honorable mention, right? God dog. I can tell you guys, I can bet you some money. We don't win that game without those three. All three of those guys work together. They work together. All three of them, they 3-6 Mafia, they three of those guys. They need to be together. Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Gallup all of those phases of those wide receivers. You got one that's a baby Dez Bryant, the way he come up there and grab the ball. And I know people are going to say, nah, Law, you can't say Dez. But dog it, I'm saying he's like a Dez Bryant. He just, the way he high-pointed that ball and cuffed it and brought it in, got the 2 feet in. That is amazing, right? And you got now a guy like C.D. Lamb, this yards after catch guy that will cut you up like a Ginzu blade, baby. And now you got a guy like Amari Cooper who will cut you up before the ball is thrown, right? So you got one that can cut you up. That's crazy. You got one that can high point the ball, bring it and pull it out of the sky, right? And now you got another guy that can cut you up after he catches the ball, right? And then you got a guy that can cut you up before you catch the ball. Pick your poison, right? So we don't win that game, by the way, with all three of those guys on the bench. You just don't win that game. The defense for the Saints, ain't no one to sneeze at. Lattimore, and they was without their weapons all the way. You know what I'm saying? Davenport didn't play, and another guy on the defense didn't play. So let's not be foolish, Cowboy Nation. That was a damn good defense that we played against, and it took time for Dak Prescott to figure that defense out. So that's why when you go back and rewatch the game, I encourage you guys to go back and rewatch the game. If you look at the first 2 series, you got to give it to the quarterback at least. And say, hey, let him get into the groove. Let him figure this out. Remember, this is chess, not checkers. Some of your pawns are going to get taken, right? Right, Cowboy Nation? You know, the trifecta. Shout out to my guy, Jay Worthy. You know what I'm saying? What is it? The podcast, you know, the Theo Fly. Appreciate you. Gallups give you Dez playmaking without the antics. Yeah. Hell yeah. I like that. You are right on the money with that one. I believe he do deliver the Dez Bryant playmaking type of situation. And I love it. Without the antics. But Dez was just, you know, you like what Gallup do at 206. Dez was like 225. So you immediately widen out when you a DB, and you immediately, you know what I'm saying, when you try to press and, you know, you say over top, you know. And the Jackrabbit, he got lucky a couple of series in 2016. But outside of that, you know, Dez was a monster though, man. But I agree with you, man. Yeah. You got to think the Saints held Brady and made him look bad. Yeah, the Saints made Aaron Rodgers look bad. Let me see. And that defense improved. We were saying third rank. They're actually, due to the numbers and everything, they're the second-ranked defense. Yeah, they're second-ranked defense. Offense was just terrible. When you look at the total metrics of everything, and for the Cowboys to do what they were able to do against the Saints secondary, who's very sticky. You know, you look at those contested balls, man, there was really no window. It was like this. And some of the pressure, shout out to the offensive line, they was able to stand still with that particular situation. And the Saints, I believe, still is the number 1 rushing defense in the National Football League. So we had to get those edges, Cowboy Nation. And let me just break down Dak Prescott. Let me just pull up the numbers so I can help myself out. 26 for 40, 238 yards. If you rewatch the game, you would give him the first 2 series and say, all right, cool. He trying to figure out the Saints. But beyond that, Dak Prescott was right on the money. He was able to answer. He went down there and scored. Look at that pass to C.D. Lamb. Look at that dagger that he threw to Amari Cooper. When Dak Prescott messed up, did I give y'all some positives? So I don't want y'all to be saying that I'm a Dak Prescott hater. Matter of fact, let me cover myself right quick, because I don't think that anybody in this chat know the quarterback more than his own brother. His own brother. Look, if you can placate all you want, But Dak Prescott, I don't think that nobody watching right now know more football about Dak Prescott than his own brother. Came out of the same womb, right? Grew up in the same house. Defense looked amazing. Offense now, not so much, right? That's what his own brother said. Now, he ain't finna say Dak Prescott didn't look so amazing, right? But he just kind of grouped it into the offense, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's his brother talking, Dak Prescott. And a spade is a spade, Cowboy Nation. But I'm going to say this. Dak Prescott at the start of the fourth quarter, amazing plays, 2 amazing plays to get out of the chute, to hit CeeDee Lamb. Oh, excuse me, he hit another receiver off his back foot. And I said, yeah, that's Dak Prescott. It's MVP Dak. But it was this play here, and I'm going to give you guys the total breakdown when the all 22 is available to me, was when he said to himself, I don't know if it's political football, I don't know what it is, but I can tell you guys, when he tried to force the ball to Ezekiel Elliott, after they ran a little sweep edge to Tony Pollard for 5 yards, and then they said, okay, let's go get Ezekiel Elliott involved into this situation. Ezekiel Elliott is running like a semi-wheel route. I'm going to have to go back and relook at it to give you the clarification of the route that he ran. But it was against Marshawn Lattimore. And my brother from another mother, Dak Prescott, tried to attempt to throw the ball to Ezekiel Elliott. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Incomplete pass. If Marshawn Lattimore had a bead on the ball and knew that Dak Prescott was foolish enough to throw that, it could have been a pick six, by the way. The very next play, Dak Prescott drops back. Keep in mind, we was running the ball good with Tony Pollard. He drops back. He get hit into the face. As the ball travel, it sails. Schultz was wide open in the hook, but he was going for the big fish on 88. He hit in the face, no call. We ain't finna cry over spilled milk. And it's picked off just like that. I'm more peed off at the fact that the offensive coordinator went for the pass juxtaposed to the run. We already up. Why would you try? And it's the tailing minutes of the fourth quarter. Why would you try to throw the ball, period? Clock control. You're running the ball. Your guy just ran the ball on first down, and he got 5. So on second down, what are you doing on second and third down? 2 consecutive passes. That time that was left off the clock was like 30 seconds or less. Now the opposition got the ball back. No reason for Ezekiel Elliott at that point and at that time to be back on the field. Now, the Cowboys' defense prevailed because after that series there, you know, that was the series that I believe we got that interception with KZ or what have you. But what I'm saying to you guys is that was not necessary. You see, they said it going back to the cardiac Cowboys at that point. And then the next series, of course, Dak Prescott drops back. He got the ball. It's still the fourth quarter. He throws it deep, and it's picked off by Marcus Williams, but he couldn't get 2 feet inbound. And his final pass, it was a miscommunication on it could have been a 7 route, but it looked like the receiver stopped on his route, or they just wasn't on the same page. And everybody like, hey, what was that? But outside of those last 4 plays from Dak Prescott throwing the ball, Dak Prescott was amazing. Let me repeat, Dak Prescott was amazing. Tom Downey, burner account, can you explain how different the weekly preparation for a game is different between short, normal, and long weeks? How do teams prepare differently? Well, from my recollections or from my knowledge, Mondays, normally your game is on a Sunday. Mondays is normally a recap. You review some of the things, you go get your treatment, and you just go over what happened in the process of the Sunday. Tuesdays, you're pretty much install. You're going over film study, you're looking at your opposition, you're looking at your opponent, right? You're studying the game tape, you're looking at tendencies. And then Wednesday, you start implementing individual assignments. And Wednesday normally is open to the media, right? Right. So you're going through Wednesday practice and you're trying to pick up, hey, these are the things that we went through. Hey, these are the things that we must uncover. We must get the process going, right? And then you go back to treatment, and then you go through the process all over again. That Thursday is really important to me because now you want to implement all what you picked up from Monday, your corrections, to Tuesday, your installments or what have you, and your Wednesdays of what you picked up from the tape of against your own players, right? That's a very important day, Thursday. And then Friday is a semi, can you re-heal from the week of practice? Practice is difficult, Cowboy Nation. And also Friday is kind of like your installment piece as well. Some use Fridays for walkthroughs, and depending on, your level of experiences, that Saturday you either is going to sit out or you do complete walkthroughs from there. And then Sunday you play football. All of that stuff that I just mentioned is damn near impossible when you have 3 games in 12 days. You're not going to have the ability to do the film study and squeeze in all of the things that I just lamented. Now, what the fan base think is that these guys are multimillionaires and they should be able to do it just like that. When it's short, you got to forget what you messed up on, right? Matter of fact, to be honest with you guys, there are still tape that the Dallas Cowboys need to look at from the Denver Broncos tape, right? But we just didn't have time. There's still tape that they got to unpull from the Kansas City Chiefs. They just don't have time. It's kind of like everybody else is granted 24 hours and they give you 10 or 12. It's damn near impossible, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, James. And let me know if I broke that down pretty good. Let me know. Shout out to you, Mark. Saints are bad with a quarterback who is a running back who had a splint on his throwing hand, and we still struggled. 26 for 40, 238 yards, one interception, 1 touchdown, and you think that was amazing. I look at it like this. They are still the number 2 defense in the national NFL. The Dallas Cowboys, we are just getting some of our guys back. Now, I'll be foolish to say what we've seen out of Dak Prescott will be forever Dak Prescott. When just yesterday, or the day before, just the day before yesterday, since it's a new day today, people saw Amari Cooper out there running for the first time. We've seen cases and scenarios battling through that C-19. It takes a couple of weeks for your body mechanism to get back in shape. This was C.D. Lamb's first game back. And what he had, let me see. Against the number, look, let me say this again. Against the number 2 defense in the NFL. The Cowboys still put up 20 points, I believe. 27, of course, but, that was from the big board, number 91. But against the number 2 defense, C.D. Lamb, 7 receptions for 89 yards. Dalton Schultz, 5 receptions for 43. as a collective, this is these guys' first game working back with each other. They got a mini bye week now, right? So these guys should look, that's the operative word for what I just lamented about breaking down the practice series. Normalcy should get back to their lives, right? Because now they can rest all the way up until Monday. That is very important. So Friday, they resting up. They ain't practicing now. They're not listening to us. They shouldn't be listening to the Four Ladder Network. They should be at the house with their boo thing in their multi-million-dollar mansions and chilling right now, relaxing. The next time they should look at football shouldn't be until Sunday. Should turn on TV and see what Washington team is doing, right? Don't the Washington team play this Sunday? They should turn on TV and chill and say, let me stretch it out a little bit. Draw this victory all the way through. And then when Monday come, they report to the coaching staff and the committee, and they should start doing their film assessments, studying and breaking down the opponent, and then focus in on Washington all the way up until Sunday. They should feel like that was an amazing victory, Mark, and I appreciate you so much for your love and adulations. Trying to read most of your comments here, man. Tom Downey, perfect breakdown on Dak on his sleep number. Yeah, right now. Yeah, he should be. I should be doing the video. Thank you for tuning in to the Rain Dakota Prescott breakdown of him sleeping on his sleep number. What's his number? Is it 46, 47, something like that? They all banged up, but they should be regrouped and refreshed. Tristan Hill, he should stop. Look, Tristan Hill is so gangster. You know, he's sitting there Instagram tagging Max Crosby, right? Tristan Hill, let it go. Leave him alone, right? Tristan Hill should be focusing on the Washington football team, and he will be back that game. Randy Gregory will be back that game, and they should be ready to go. 6-1 in the conference, best record in the conference. This is from Dwayne. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. His sleep number is 93. Wow, that's a long number. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. They need to chill and get ready for the next game. You're right, Mark. You're right. So those are the things that we're looking at. Oh, Gallimore. I keep leaving Gallimore out, baby. That is the longest 4 to 6 weeks of an extended elbow. They made sure that he was all right, right? All right, so the Washington team played the Raiders. Let's go Raiders, you know. But neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. The Cowboys, like I said, they played against the second-ranked defense, and it looked like it. But if you go, I encourage you guys to go back and rewatch the game. And you say, yeah, Dak was pretty good. All the way up until that point. Those last 4 throws made you and change the whole mindset of his play. The first 2 series, give him a pass. And then on top of that, even especially on the second series when CeeDee Lamb, even when I got a chance to listen to the broadcasters, rewatch it a couple of times, you know, you can literally see that even, I think Troy called the game, right? It was Troy, right? He said CeeDee Lamb just turned outside versus inside. Just a matter of turning your shoulders. A difference of 6 points. The ball was there. It was on the money. But CD turned the wrong way. Oh, CD first game back, you know? All of those things count, baby. Now, can we talk about my defense? Can we talk about Parsons? J-Ron Curse? Shout out to DMV George, man. You know, when I watch the game live, I don't watch it with the audio. So I didn't hear the announcer saying that Boss Man Fat is on the field or what have you. And he let me know that when Diggs got that interception, Boss Man Fat or Kevin Joseph was out there. And that's the ideal lineup for me. Anthony Brown, he led the team in tackles, 10 total tackles, 9 solos. Right, one can argue. Let me just pull up his PFF score because I believe it should be mighty high against the run. You know, let me just pull this up. You know, let me pull them up right quick. Y'all bear with me. 69. Run defense, 64.6. Okay, coverage. So I think that grade dropped, by the way. He got 3 interceptions for the season. Okay, he allowed 51 receptions. And Anthony Brown, this game, he got beat 3 times. One time really counted, I believe, for a touchdown. He got mixed up into the trash there. LVE, he didn't know whether or not LVE was going to switch off or he should stay with his guy, and he got burnt. The other 2 times didn't really count because the quarterback can't hit water if he fell out of a boat, right? I said, God dog, I'm glad the quarterback didn't pass to the inside, right? Nor on one of the plays, I think he was on Humphreys, Little Jordan, and it was a comeback or something like that, and Brown was just sliding everywhere. But he led the team in tackles, so he's a solid tackler. J-Ron Kearse is sneaky. He's a box safety, big nickel, right? He can get down in there. I like him blitzing. And my thing is that on the interception, right place, right time, and I'm not finna give it to the quarterback for being terrible. That was a play on the ball. Kearse was right there, over the top. Wow, it was bracket coverage, by the way. Lavin was underneath. He was over the top, and he was able to scoot there and still get his hands underneath the ball and put his 2 feet in to drag swag. You got to give him a round of applause for that. Shout out to you, Ryan. I appreciate you for liking on the Facebook. Shout out to you, Adam. Appreciate you. You got to give it to him. Now, teams, I believe, if they can isolate J-Ron Kearse and send him on a vert, I think that Kearse sometimes is subject to the small variations of dips or what have you, and he can get misplaced. But outside of that, Cowboy Nation, re-sign J-Ron Kearse before it's too late. The man is a vocal leader of this team as it relates to the defensive side, and he works well with the other guys, especially Parsons. And when he do cloud coverage, it ain't the best, but, man, he's there, baby. He's there. As far as tackling, he's not like this guy that lunges and reach. He get there, he center, he squares shoulders, and he hit. So I like J-Ron Kearse. Give him that award. Neil had his better games. He had 6 total tackles, 4 solos. The person with the egg on their face a little bit, where his name at? Where he's at? Where he at? Well, where Van Der Esch at? Y'all see Van Der Esch's name over here? Yeah, way down here. 1 total tackle. As that linebacker that was on the field many and multiple times, right there by the ball, he should have more tackles than that. And I believe it was either Brian Broaddus. Somebody asked Brian Broaddus a legitimate question. They said, hey, Brian, how do you feel about LVE? And I think he said on Twitter, and I'm not crucifying my guy LVE, but he said that he should not be on the field. But let's give this award. Parsons. 10 total sacks for the year. Defensive Rookie of the Month last month. And he's on pace for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Month for December as well. And shout out to my dog. We just split this trophy in half to Trayvon Diggs. And look at Osa right here. 2 tackles for loss. You got to give credence to that. And of course, we can point to KZ's interception. KZ was playing kind of like pedestrian until that interception came, and then it kind of erased all of the wrongdoings, right? So we give KZ a participation trophy right there. You know, shout out to here go replete that. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Francis Bernard is not ready, guys. Cowboys is going to have to do two things: either draft a linebacker or pray to God that Jabril Cox can play next year. Those are the two things, right? Add in the third one: just draft another linebacker. Just draft one. Just go out there and draft another linebacker that can fit well within the confines of your system. You can't just sit. Look, LVE probably be playing for the Chiefs next year, or the Giants, or maybe the Eagles or somebody. But he shouldn't be playing for the Cowboys. And I'm not saying. Look, I love my dog. He's my guy. I'm trying to keep it 100 with y'all. 100. You know what I'm saying? I know LVE got mad earlier this year and said, hey, some of y'all fans, I can't stand y'all. Y'all think y'all know more football than us and all this. He was going on that tirade right there. But it's just one of those things, baby. Loop says, what'd you say right here, Loop? Do you think that if Cox was healthy, LVE would be on the bench? I think that was the game plan. For them to try that thing out. Yeah. Appreciate you, Michael. Says you are the best. I appreciate you, man, so much. All right. Let's see what we got here, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you guys for jumping in. I really do. All right, so here's this graph chart right here. I'm going to pull it up, and this is going to be a little negative talk, but I'm going to let them do it. And then I'm going to point out like some corrections, right? This is objective because I get some people to say, blah, 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 blah. This is just objective analysis, right? Here's this chart right here. We're going to hit play right quick and bear with me.
Past month, each resulted in losses by 10-plus points. Not a great night for the Cowboy offense. Their second lowest output of the year in terms of points per drive. The other two games on the screen, which both happened within the past month, each resulted in losses by 10-plus points. Last night might just have been a case, as we bring it out to the group here, where the Saints just did not have enough offensively with Taysom Hill, or maybe anybody playing quarterback, to be fair, to match Dallas. And so, RC, it feels like a weird question to ask coming off a win, but do you feel better or worse about the Cowboys right now than you did yesterday?
All right, so they just pulled up this thing right here. And sometimes when you're cooking a meal or a feast or what have you, it takes time for it to get cooked, right? So this could be a situation where a lot of people are not waiting for the meal to be done. This is our first game back, and this is not me making or creating any type of excuses, Cowboy Nation. These are just the facts. We are just waiting for the meal to be prepared. But let's listen to their analysis.
I continue to feel worse and worse about the Cowboys every single week. When you watch this team, there was so much going on that was good early on in the season. There was always a bright spot to every close game. Obviously, the only loss at that time was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but you felt like the quarterback was playing at an MVP level. The run game was at an elite level. The protection was exactly where it needed to be, and this defense was at some points opportunistic and at other points stingy. We aren't getting that football team anymore. This was the team that, to me, was the best in the NFC early on in the season through the first half. This was a team that I had above the Arizona Cardinals, a team I had above the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team I even had above the Green Bay Packers. This was the team I saw carrying the NFC into the Super Bowl. I no longer feel that. This is a team that's going to get into the playoffs, but this is a team that may struggle to even win one football game. Their quarterback isn't playing at as high a level as he used to be. The offensive line isn't blocking and inverting the line of scrimmage as they were. And this defense, though still not what it was last year, hasn't gained to a point or progressed to a point where they can cover up those holes offensively. You want to get Amari Cooper back in the fold. You want to get CeeDee Lamb playing like he was last night. And injured Ezekiel Elliott doesn't help. But Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy, they have to stay in the lab because right now this team isn't a championship team. And it's what the Dallas Cowboys may have been for the last quarter century.
Yeah.
All right, so he dropped some crazy fire right there. All right, so now it's time for me to karate size. Now it's time for me. I'm not going to tell him to lean forward, right? I think that Ryan Clark, shout out to him, DB mindset, defensive thought track too, and he gave some very objective points, but he left out some context, right? Context matters. Shout out to my guy Skywalker Steele. Check him out, A to Z Sports Dallas. Okay, context do matter. Did you guys get a chance to see Randy Gregory play last night? Give me a yes or no. I'm waiting, right? Did he play last week, the week before then, right? Context matter, right? We didn't get a chance all this year to see our defense at its full capacity. Now, when he was talking about offensive line converting, when I was going back watching the game, look at the 2 quarterback hits and look at the sack that was laid upon Rain Dakota Prescott. Let me know what side did that come from. Who whiffed on their block? His name is not Terrence Steele, by the way, because he didn't play. And I'm not saying that this is a point the finger at La'el Collins situation. We did a makeshift offensive line. We changed some things in the middle of the race. Old folks say, love the one you with or ride the horse you rode in on, right? And I think that Luther sung a song with that, love the one you with. And you guys get what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make these excuses, but these are the facts. The Cowboys in these next 5 games, yes, they will be in the lab. They will look into the situation and the opportunity and say to themselves, okay, we're getting our reinforcements back. Did you guys see the play that was made by DeMarcus Lawrence, right? That was his first game back. So you can only imagine what's going to happen next week. He's going to be right there into the thick of it, right? So we got to make sure that when these people pull up these things as it relates to the offense and the drive killers and things like that, we have lost some weapons. Dak Prescott himself lamented some of the same things that I'm saying now. Lo and behold, we do miss Blake Jarwin, by the way. It changes up everything when you don't have a tight end that can vertically stretch it. Now, we got a chance to see last night Dalton Schultz kill it on the intermediate and short routes, which was good, by the way, Cowboy Nation. I'm not finna take that away. But it was on another play that I got a chance to see 84 in the backfield, messing up and whiffing on some blocks too. And I think that McKeon is a real good guy. But he messed up on a few plays, by the way. He was your 3rd string tight end or 4th string tight end coming into the season for a reason. So all of these things count, Cowboy Nation. We are in the perfect position right now. We're 8-4. We're 8-4. The first team to win a game in December, right? There's no other team that got a win or a victory so far, right? Let's keep that drive and that momentum going.
And look, I think that's all right. And the Saints think they have a good defense. Yeah. But, Sacho, you were telling us this morning.
All right. I got my dog, my Spoonie dog. What's good? Shout out to you, J Form, baby. Appreciate you, man. Law, he says, Law. Slow down. Law, are we better at 11 personnel than 12? Can that be the problem on the offense? I think that we run better out of 12 because you leave the element of disguise. And also, you leave the element of surprise, right? Disguise and surprise approach. I think that 11 personnel, that is an aggressive approach. Since Gallup made it back to the roster, we can implement a lot of things in the red zone situation, like fade balls, alignments and assignments. So I like that out of 11. But I think that 12 is such a unique position because it keeps the defense honest, to be frank with you guys. Let me see, D-Law, DeMarcus Law, right? Because he got, his name was DeMarcus Lawrence, right? Now he's DeMarcus Law. You know what I'm saying? So next game, he going to be D-Law. But I get what you're saying. J4, my guy, he says, D-Law, you got me again. Played more snaps than I expected. Didn't need any treatment either. I'm very impressed. This is from my guy, and he works hand in hand with my dogs over there. I appreciate you for the inside information, man. Dak is golden. Watch. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Morning that as you watch the Dallas offense, you have some questions just about what might be going on inside there. I think that was really interesting.
When I saw this Cowboys team early in the season, you saw a team that played free. And I get it. The week 1 game against Tampa Bay, there weren't a lot of called runs. But when you're calling plays against a top-ranked defense, you're probably not going to call a lot of runs when this defense is number 1 against the run. The next couple weeks, we saw the Cowboys average 185 yards rushing. They had a 5-game winning streak. It was amazing. But then something happened. After losing to the Broncos, it seemed as if whether it was Jerry Jones or somebody was in the ear of Kellen Moore, even the media saying, we got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. And I get it. Sometimes you'll be able to pop a big run like we saw yesterday. But before that big run that Tony Pollard popped, the largest run for either Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott was 3 yards. It was a lot of 0-yard gains, negative losses, 1-yard gain, 2-yard gain. And I think when you're that stubborn, it doesn't help you as a team. I think Kellen Moore needs to be free enough to call the plays the way that he sees it, even if it means you're calling 5 runs a game or 10 runs a game. What I saw these last couple weeks, not just last night, the last couple of weeks, is a team that feels like it's outside voices telling them what to do. I want to see the Cowboys play free again. Otherwise, their Super Bowl chances are done.
Yeah.
All right, Acho, man. You sounded like Emmanuel, but this is Sam, All right, so he's talking about free. And he lamented the Cowboys have not been the same since the Denver Broncos game. All right. Like I said, you're looking at the food and you're sitting there mad because you wanted to be presented in a certain way. And that was Emmanuel Acho. No, that was Sam Acho, I meant to say. Sam Acho, Jay, not Emmanuel, Acho. It's Sam, the brother. It kind of sounded like, by the way. Offensive line change since Denver, right? Oh, the wide receivers, I just want to just say Denver game. You can just pull that up and throw it out because it's hard to put things on the Denver game to make everything make sense. The wide receiver, we just got our ASS whooped that game, right? And we made wholesale changes in that Denver game. Wholesale, we changed a whole bunch of things, right? Somebody was playing left tackle juxtaposed to playing right tackle. And I remember a third of you guys were banging on the table saying, hey, don't change it, Law. Please, let's not change it. Keep everything the same. And rhythm is everything. You dancing to one beat, switch the song up. It's hard to get back on that same beat, baby. Right? Especially if there's 2 different genres of music, right? So we got to understand this, Cowboy Nation, that we got banged up in the Denver game, and then we went through this gauntlet of 3 games in 12 days. Like I said before I pressed the audio, there are still tape that we got to go watch from the Denver game, right? That's how quick this thing been. And they probably would not admit it until off season. Say, hey, dog, that Denver tape, man, we got to go back and watch that. We said we was going to burn it, but these are the things that we messed up at, But here's the situation here, Cowboy Nation. When we go back and we think about this team of what we did last night and what we did against the Atlanta Falcons, those 2 games are not far apart. If we can just get our offense back on the same rhythm. Now, granted, I heard somebody say, should they shake it up once again against the Washington team? Because, and we're part of this group chat. Shout out to my guys, my dogs, Foots the King, Scott Walker, Voch Lombardi, Okoye, and as well as me. We all in this group chat, right? Them jokers be texting during the game, just texting, going over it. I believe, man, these guys got a wealth of knowledge just going back and forth in this independent group chat, right? And Voch brought up a great point. Like, do you really think that we don't bounce it to the outside as much because Connor Williams is no longer in the game? Juxtaposed to, Connor McGovern. And then I see Okoye going back saying, well, this guy is a little stronger in the point of contact. Oh, this guy's a little quicker on the feet. So you got those issues, right? Good problems, by the way. Good problems to have where you got one guy who's quick, fast, elusive. But if he's beat, he's going to reach out and hold you, grab him and hold him. And that's Connor Williams. I don't think that there's an offensive lineman that's quicker than Connor Williams. But Connor McGovern, he may be slower, but he's stronger, right? So it's your style or what you want to go with. It's a rhythm. I come here to tell you, if you go back and watch the big play by Tony Pollard, the touchdown, let me know who was the first person to greet Tony Pollard. It was Connor McGovern. When he pulled, he got out in space to the second level, and he squared, and he hit. He targeted, right? He didn't reach. He didn't lunge. Round of applause. But sometimes my dog, Connor Williams, on a big play, as we've seen before, Tony will be running to the outside, and we will see the flag. Because this guy does this reach block because he's unsure of his strength. So we're looking at this thing from the outside looking in. It's feast or famine with this offensive line, but continuity and rhythm is everything, Cowboy Nation. But if we come to this game, and this is not me being angry law or upset law, if they try to touch this offensive line again, I'm just gonna be angry. Angry, you know what I'm saying? I said hangry. I must be hungry. I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be upset. Leave this offensive line alone. Leave it alone. If Terrence Steele is better, if you feel that he's better, let's insert him next year. But let's not try to look into this thing when we're going up against the Washington team and say, you know what, we kind of like Terrence Steele over Lyle. Let's put Terrence Steele in the game. Oh, it's third quarter, second quarter. Let's pull Terrence Steele and put Lyle back in. No, don't do that. Don't do it. Now, Connor Williams got him a few snaps last game on the final series when they went with their jumbo look. I'm not mad at that one. But keep something the same. I digress.
The division, which felt like it was completely on ice, doesn't feel quite that way with two games coming up against Washington. Now, let's be fair, Dan Graziano. They were up against some stuff last night. We didn't make as big a deal all week long, for whatever reason, about all the people that they were without last night in this game.
Didn't have their head coach, didn't have several offensive coaches, right? The offensive line coach. So Amari Cooper's coming back. He played about 24 snaps. So they're easing him back in. We know Zeke's playing hurt. The Saints are a defense that allows 3.2 rushing yards per carry, which is the best in the league entering last night's game. They're a desperate team. They're at home. It's the Cowboys' third game in 12 days. I came out of last night feeling better about the Cowboys. Yeah! And, I mean, all these guys that played in the league, I mean, tell me, like, you say it was going so great for the Cowboys early this season. Is the season really like that, or are there ups and downs that you have to fight through? I thought last night they overcame some stuff. And I feel like that's a thing that you want to know about a team that's going to end up in the playoffs.
Nico, let me come to you on that thought.
Good point right there,
you and I were going through the highlight a couple of times earlier. There's just moments when you look at it and you say, what exactly is this here? So the time to get it back together is now. I mean, you get an ugly win, that's fine. You get into December, but they need to get it back. Whatever that mojo is, they feel like they've lost.
Yeah, I'm more with Dan on this one. I understand that it's the point of the season right now. You have some issues going on injury-wise. You got your head coach out from COVID.
Right.
How about the Thursday night game? It's a Thursday night game. So every Thursday night I'm watching these games, and I'm like, ugh, what is this sloppiness? It's just sloppy.
Even though it wasn't a short week.
I understand it wasn't a short week, but it's still the feeling of a Thursday night game.
Facts.
You know, you got the refs out there. They want to go home, too. They're throwing flags for stupid penalties, stupid calls, throwing flags. Let's get out of here. I want to go home. So anyway, I just think it's a Thursday night game. They didn't look great, but they got the win. So at the end of the season, you look back, you're not going to say, oh, that Thursday night game, it looked terrible. So as long as they get it together by the end of the year, I still think they have the opportunity to do that, get healthy, get Dak healthy, Zeke healthy, get your head coach healthy, they'll be okay.
All right, the guys are begging.
Oh my gosh, man! Hey, Good analysis, man, from these two boys, man, Nick and I think Dan. Appreciate them on Get Up. All right, so it goes back to the point. These Cowboys now can say, we don't have any more Thursday night football games, right? This was our last one, right? Every schedule from here on out is back to the normal cycle, baby. Yeah. I mean, good grief. 3 games in 12 days, and then on top of that, let's sprinkle some of your coaches not there and some wholesale changes that happen along the way, right? And we won the game. I came into this situation on the 3 games in 12 days. I was optimistic. First, I thought, hey, man, if we could knock out 3 out of the 3, we'd be good, right? And then after that first game, I said, well, we going to get these 2 out of the 3, right? And now, this past Thursday, I was like, can we just get 1 out of the 3? Dog it, we got 1 out of the 3. Yeah, so look how far we came so far, If I were to tell you guys that it's December the 3rd, the Cowboys 8-4, a lot of you guys would say, man, Law, what are you smoking, dog? If I'd have told you guys this around draft time, a lot of you guys were like, no way, man. Law, what is that?
Smoke weed every day.
You must have been on the Bone Thugs and Harmony side last night, dog. You know good and well that the Cowboys would not be 8-4. More like 4-8. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let me know if y'all gonna say that for real. You know what I'm saying? If it was the middle of the year and I said, hey, the Cowboys be 8-4 on December the 3rd. Y'all wouldn't believe me.
RC, go.
Let's go. What do you got?
RC.
Listen, Dan Graziano, I am so disgusted with you. I can always count on you to bring the negativity, right? To bring the pessimists out of everyone. And you're going to sit here and be optimistic because the Cowboys are down some people when they played a team that is on the backup in Taysom Hill and his middle finger doesn't work. And we've seen what Russell Wilson's middle finger not working has done to him. He's now a pedestrian quarterback. So we're going to take a dude that's really just a utility player, right? That's a pocket knife. Let him play quarterback with the Russell Wilson finger, and we're going to expect him to play well. So you're not going to talk about that? Oh, where's Alvin Kamara? I don't know. He's on the sideline. He's not playing. Michael Thomas ain't played at all. And so we're going to say, okay, the Cowboys are facing so much adversity, but are they playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at full strength? Are they playing the New England Patriots at full strength? That looked bad. That is not a team that has been progressing, and you can't take it in that vacuum of what Thursday night football was last night. You have to look at what it was against the Raiders. You have to look at what happened against Denver. You have to look at these games that they've lost and say that this team is on the decline. The best teams ascend as it heads toward week 17. The Dallas Cowboys are not.
They cut him off. Ryan, man, God dog, you was doing good until you went to that point. Can somebody pull up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year's record in November? They had a terrible November, by the way. I come here to tell you guys, it's about December. We got 5 more games. We can smoke this thing all the way up these 5 more games.
Smoke weed every day.
We can smoke it all the way. We can roll it tight till your eyes pop, Cowboy Nation, because this team heading into common opponents, getting our reinforcements back, going to be different than what we've seen out of the Denver Broncos, the Kansas City Chiefs game, and the Raiders game, and last night. Raiders game was very winnable, right? The kicker, right? In some of the passing situation with the flags against Anthony Brown. Clearly, right now, I get it. The Denver Bronco game was a much-needed loss, by the way, right? Slowed some things down. The reality check was like, hey, here you go. Cash me. And the Kansas City Chiefs game, most of you guys had us losing that game anyway. But let's say we would have snuck out with the Raiders, right? We will be now 9-3 right now. It don't change nothing. By the way, it don't change nothing. We'd still be in first place in our division, right? We'd just be still in the thick of it against the Cardinals. And, of course, the Green Bay Packers. But literally, those guys got to play their games. They got 6 more games to go on their side. We only got 5 now. So let's not get hidden with the sauce over here and thinking that the Cowboys are what's at the bottom of your feet, right? And I'm trying to give you guys the best objective analysis possible, objectively speaking, by the way. All right, so let's listen to not that one, because this was the interview with Taysom Hill, and I don't know why I uploaded that one. Let's talk about these guys. 105.
Running on 2nd and 10 and running the same halfback draw over and over and over and over with Zeke Elliott on 2nd and 10.
Hey, Corey says, what about home field advantage? We still have that opportunity. We went out, we get that home field advantage. We got it. It's right there for the plucking. The head-to-head matchup against the Arizona Cardinals, we got that. I think that the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, they finna hit something. It's finna get cold up there and all of that good passing that he's doing. And don't he got something going on with his feet? You know. Sean King, shout out to you. Law, a question. Do you think Dak plays fast and doesn't know when to slow it down? I think that they trying to establish rhythm, and these boys, Sean and RJ, shout out to them, they finna talk about some of that. Keith Floyd says, joined late, but but you to insert still because with Martin, the run combo is better. You know, you have to Collins. You have to Collins guard. He won't good pull rest for 2 weeks. Okay, so let me try to just appreciate you, Keith Floyd. I thank you so much, man. So you said you have to insert still. You joined late, right? You have to insert still with Martin because the run combo is better. Collins at guard, he won't get pull. He won't. He's a good puller, right? He's a good puller. Rest for the 2 weeks. Keith, my thing is this right here. I'm tired of these changes. I'm absolutely tired of the changes. We got to establish a level of consistency. With Terrence Steele coming off C-19, and now you want to insert him in the starting lineup against one of the better defensive front and bench Collins or move Collins inside guard, that throws off continuity. I think that Tyron Smith is picking up. He played a whole lot better than what he played against the Raiders, right? Because he's understanding what Connor McGovern likes to do and when he needs help, when it's time for him to widen his stance or what have you, whatever it may be. I'm gonna check in with the OC, or y'all hit up my guy Voch Lombardi on the offensive line talk. But I can tell you that Tyron Smith is getting comfortable now with Connor McGovern, and Connor McGovern is getting comfortable now with Tyler Biadasz and the rest and so forth and so forth. We don't need to make no more wholesale changes, no more changes, unless it's an injury. But I appreciate you so much for your donations there. Let's go.
And I was just monitoring, and I was waiting, and David Hellman started going off on it, and Kavanaugh started going off on it. Hellman said the run game just looks so static. It's almost like it's run up the A-gap every time. No misdirection, no motion,
none,
no counter, no off tackle. And Jeff said the Cowboys have gone back to being a 2nd and 10 run team, which is the worst play call in football. Yep. Cowboys' run game is terrible. You either got to do some jet sweep action, something outside, or just stop trying to run. And then finally, like when we were reaching that boiling point, when it was about to go totally over the pot and start a fire in the house, they finally go outside to Tony Pollard.
Right.
And then in one of the time-killing drives at the end, First down, run. Oh, Zeke's best run of the night was outside. It was right to left on your radio dial.
Right to left.
And Tony Pollard on first down picked up 5 yards,
5 yards, yep.
going to the outside. Then the boy genius decides to throw it
2 times.
2 straight plays after that. And you saw, they went to him on the sideline. He looked like he was nauseous, Kellen Moore. He looked like he was absolutely sick to his stomach. And Dave Hellman came out with a stat on running inside versus outside. They had 13 rushes on the night. This was at this point. 13 rushes on the night. 11 of them between the tackles, 20 yards. 2 of them, a bubble screen and a toss sweep, have accounted for 91. Now, obviously, the Pollard one was, that was one rip-off that you get. You rip off one.
Yeah.
But if you score a 50-yard touchdown on
Go
it,
do
why
it again.
wouldn't you try it, I don't know, like 3 times after? 4 times after? Blogging the Boys has done a great job, and I give them grief, some of them, because they are homers. But they've been on Kellen Moore's ass for the past few weeks.
Wow.
And last night I saw why. Big fat star down to the boy genius whiz kid that we all and everyone anointed in October.
All right. So, damn, I'm so glad I hit this play button over here because that solidified what I was watching. It kind of give me credence of saying, okay, I'm not going crazy over here when I was angry and upset. So it's multiple people who think the same. And that's a good thing, Cowboy Nation, believe it or not. All right, let's go back to this. Let's reel it in, Cowboy Nation. Let's reel it in. This is Kellen Moore, 3rd season. And I know, let me see the excuses. Excuses left and right. He is a remarkable play caller. Remarkable. When to use them is still a growing situation for him. When to use them. Remarkable. I think somebody gave a wonderful analogy, of like giving your teenager the keys to the Ferrari. Like, here you go. Here's the key. You can drive it off. You can drive it off. Knowing that they're going to make some mistakes in their Ferrari. They're just going to make the mistakes. They need to have something that they can batter and bruise for a little while. So I just believe that the passing plays that Kellen Moore draw up, pretty good. It's remarkable, baby. But the running plays, he goes into a mind fog. And he might have some running plays in his back pocket. But situational awareness is a part of the problem as well. Now, to give him a piece of, maybe, just maybe, don't crucify me, Cowboy Nation. Is Dak Prescott checking out of some of those plays? Or Dak Prescott run the plays that Kellen Moore called and tell him to? That would be the other side of the coin that we just don't see, right? Jay Versick, serious question, Law. I would never question Kellen Moore play calling. However, do you think he gets overwhelmed? I wish I had my old buttons over here.
Breaking news.
Jay Versick hit the nail on the head, baby. Right there. It's cool. When he plays against top defensive coordinators, it's a chess match, right? And Dennis Allen, he's no one to sneeze at. Vic over there in Denverland, he's no one to sneeze at as well. This will be a good chess match because he's playing against a subpar. He's playing against a good defensive coordinator coming up against Washington. I'm not going to paint him into that corner of being overwhelmed, but I'm going to put him close to it, right? I just think that he know what he should call. I can't call it arrogance because do y'all come off as Kellen Moore being an arrogant, cocky person? I don't think that he's that person, right? He don't come off as chest out, I'm Big Willie. I don't think that he's that guy. I think that he could fool all of us, right? But I just don't see that out of Kellen Moore. I don't think that it's arrogance. It could be a lot of confidence, but it's not arrogance. What y'all do? Do y'all agree with Jay Verse? I'm not saying that you saying that, Jay Verse, but do y'all? Let me let y'all answer that question. Is he overwhelmed? Yay or nay? Tom Downey, how much is Jerry interfering with game planning? He interfered when we had Lucky Whitehead on the show a couple of years ago with a late night hype. Lucky Whitehead was telling us how much Jerry interferes with the meetings and everything. But Jerry old, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's interfering. All right, so is he overwhelmed is the questioning there. No. He's fine. It's from Mark. At times it's from Roderick. Okay. Jerry need to stop talking. Stay off the radio, Jerry.
Yeah, I could see that too. I will say this on that Pollard run. I wouldn't have called that play ever again. He was stopped for a 6-yard loss. Right? That was all him to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have
I wouldn't have called that play again. That play got blowed up.
Well, if you have a guy with that type of juice and speed, there is no rational explanation. I don't give a crap if Tom Landry rises from the ground and calls into the show right now to continue to hammer Zeke Elliott and have him on the field to this degree is coaching malpractice. It's ridiculous. It's stupidity. It is so dumb not to just give Tony Pollard 5 more. I'm not asking him to carry it 28 times. What are you doing? You have a guy who's a home run threat. You have another guy who's not healthy. And it's like they want to win some freaking
political
tough guy
football
award for Zeke out there. You're throwing him slants late in the game when you know he's banged up and he's limping to the sideline. What are we doing here? We're trying to win courage awards and courage points. Why is Zeke Elliott in? Why are you continuing to run the same exact play? Nothing to the outside, but a few times a game. It's maddening. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with Zeke. I really don't get it.
That's the courage award. I think it was political, man. I love Ezekiel Elijah Elliott, but everybody with eyes, and even I think that Stephen Wonder called in and said, hey, man, I can see that Ezekiel Elliott is limping. Can we just put him on the sidelines and let him come in for the Washington game? Stephen Wonder called in and said, hey, man, come on. My thing is, Cowboy Nation, stop it. We had the game in the bag. You run the rock. You run the timeout. I'm not saying you play ultra conservative. If you want to throw it, hell, play action that thing. But don't go on don't line up as shotgun and throw. You ran a toss 5 yards and then you put Ezekiel Elliott in and then you throw a slant to him out of shotgun and then the next play you throw another play out of shotgun. Stop it. Stop it.
I don't understand.
They think he's healthy enough. And outside of that one Pollard, I guess the question is do you want the home run threat who, last night, again, Tony Pollard was not very good.
He had 7 carries, RJ.
I know.
Stop saying that. He had 7 touches. He had no opportunities. 7 carries.
I know.
And one of them went for 58.
Right, but forget the one.
Fight.
Why would I forget the one? It shows that the guy has ability that Zeke Elliott doesn't possess.
No, Zeke does not possess that.
You want game breakers on the field, right? That's why they throw these screens.
See, you know what? To me, I want a guy I know, and now Zeke isn't that guy anymore anyway.
Yeah.
Leave Zeke alone, man.
But I would much rather have the guy that I know is getting 4.5 every time than the guy who gets 1, 2, 1, 50.
He's not getting 4.5 every time.
No, I know. I'm so saying he's not. But he was better than Pollard was last night outside of that one run. And that one run, if they ran that play again, it's getting stopped. He made a great play to get out of trouble. He was stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He went through about 5.5 guys.
I don't know why you're on this defensive Zeke. Are you? I'm
not defending Zeke.
He's averaging 3.5 a carry. He's got no explosiveness. I'm not
defending Zeke.
First 5 games, 85 carries, 5.3 yard per average, 5 touchdowns. This is from Bobby Bell.
5.3?
5.3 for 452 yards. First 5 games. Last 7 games, 88 carries, 3.6 yards per average. Like, all I'm asking for is 5 more, 6, 7.
I'm fine with that.
Like
I'm okay
5
with
to
that.
6
Yeah, yeah.
more touches. I understand Zeke's in there for blocking. I understand the dirty yards. I've given him credit for that. But good Lord, if you're in a game and one of
That's
your
healthy Zeke right there, baby.
Give me
Look
a
at
bench player for the Rangers.
You'd have to be able to name one.
That's right. If one of your bench players in their first 2 at bats goes 2 for 2 with a 3-run homer and a double, and you pinch hit him out of the game and take him out of the game, to me that's a stupid decision. So if I saw that someone has hit a home run for me, and I'm going to totally go away for that and not even see if he can hit another home run or get, 11 yards, 12 yards, and I don't even go back to that well, that to me is ignorant.
Look, I've always been on the Tony Pollard bandwagon. Always been on the Tony Pollard bandwagon. All I'm saying is last night, if we just remove that one play, he was 6 carries for 13 yards. That ain't good. Neither one of them are any good. The offensive line is a joke. It stinks. It's not giving anybody any movement, any room to run. And Zeke should not be out there because of health. Like, Zeke's hurt. You see him jogging off the field.
Yeah.
He looks like he's got like a splint on his leg. I mean,
hey, man. Is this offensive line a joke? Or is it the play calling on the run? Is this offensive line a joke? Or is it the play calling? Let's stop trying to trash this offensive line, because I'm quite sure Zach Martin, there's people that will cut their thumb off to say, okay, we got Zach Martin on our team now. The opposing thumb, opposable thumb can hold a lot of things. I just cannot look into a world. Let me see, we want music. Imagine a world filled with mysteries. That you have Tyron Smith, Zach Martin on the same offensive line, and you call them a joke. I can't do that. I just can't. Let me just pull this up right quick. Oh, Tyrone. Okay, Tyron. Mama should have named him Tyrone. Put that E on there. All right, here we go. All right, let's pull this up. Let's peek. All right. 92 overall. 87.3 in pass blocking. Run blocking is 91.8. He only allowed 1 sack so far out of 609 snaps. Let me pull up Zach Martin, this joke right here. Let me pull up this joke. Y'all with me. Y'all ain't doing nothing. I hope you take the day off, right? Let's go into these ratings right here. It pains. Out of 770 snaps. That's a lot of snaps, Cowboy Nation. A lot of them. He allowed 1 sack. 94 overall. 94.6. I ain't going to shortchange him, man. But it's 93.5 in run blocking. You mean to tell me you can't figure this thing out? Let's pull up Connor McGovern. Not this one, though. He got a Jolly Green Giant shirt on. Let's pull up this guy. All right. It's drastic drop-off, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But we still see green. 74 overall. He allowed 1 sack, 359 snaps. His passing is terrible, right? 73.7. Now this is what teams, like, let's be real with you guys. This is what teams have to deal with across the board, right? This is what a normal team look like, right? Right? They have these guys. But watch when I pull up Lyle Collins' grade. I guarantee you, without even looking at it, and I haven't looked at it, his run blocking is going to be way up there. Probably be the highest on his team. Let's pull up Lyle Collins. Let's pull up Lyle Collins. I guarantee you. Let's pull it up. Overall, 81.9, 71.4. He only allowed 1 sack so far this season. 5 penalties is not bad. 93.3. Dog, you got, out of 5, you got 3 guys in the 90 with run block, right? And I know they go into more advanced metrics right here. That goes into details, total pressures, and all of this stuff. If you can't create a running situation out of that, what do you want? You want all of the guys to be in the 90s, you know? You want everybody to be in the hundreds as it relates to run blocking? I mean, let me see what be honest. I didn't look up Tyler in a long time. Let's look up Tyler. Might as well pull up Bidaz is what Jerry called him, right? Let's see what he got over here. I'm scared to hit this button. You bet it should be all yellows. It better not be. If I see a green in here, okay, all right. He's about what it is, right? That's what most offensive line look like across the board. Run block 68, 67, right? You can't. So 2 out of the 5 people that's in this low marker here, you can't find it out. You can't figure it out, Cowboy Nation. We can't figure this running situation out.
He's running straight late, for crying out loud.
And I don't even go back to.
All right, so that you guys can watch the full episode without me pausing and rewinding, click here, go there, and support them. Subscribe to their YouTube pages. Let's go, Cowboy Nation.
Hall of Fame owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, brought to you by Ford, built for Texas, built for you. Jerry, how you feeling this morning, man?
Well, I feel great. I'm taxiing up. I had a busy time after the ball game. I flew back to Dallas, and then I got an early shot out there, and I'm taxiing up in Little Rock, Arkansas, speaking to their annual Christmas chamber event, and excited about that. And they put a little ring in my voice to have just beaten those Saints last night. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to get to see a lot of great friends and past faces.
Well, Jerry, I know there's been very few times in your career as a Dallas Cowboy that you've left New Orleans a winner. That has been one of the toughest places, it feels like, for the Cowboys to get a W in. So is that one of those things that you know going in there, how tough it can be to win in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Well, of course, we have such a great popularity in the state of Louisiana. I'm talking the Cowboys. It's fun to go to New Orleans. I told somebody I've lived my life with about 80% of what I am because I've left 20% of my ass on the streets of New Orleans. It's one of the great places, and I got to play in 2 Sugar Bowls, and just had it's just really a special place. The entire people of the state of Louisiana gave a proclamation one time about the Cowboys that during Katrina, and so it's fun for me to go in there. Now, as far as a tough place to play, the tough thing is that guy across the field, Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Now, he is one of the outstanding coaches, period. And he was here with us for quite a while, and it was easy to see he was a star. And, he put together with a very limited personnel on his offense last night. He put together quite a game. So hats off to him, but, man, am I glad to come out there to win.
Jerry, there are lots of moments from last night where it was kind of like jump out of your seat, man. That was a big play, and I know there are some fans this morning that are kind of getting after us. There are a lot of fans that are like, "Hey, That was an ugly win. What do you say to the fans and the Tolos out there that think an ugly win needs to be put under more of a microscope?
You know, it was hard to feel good during that. That's to give New Orleans some credit there, the Saints. But it was hard to feel good because we had to fight for everything we were doing offensively. Now, we had some guys back, Cooper, and obviously, and we had Lamb back, and we certainly had players. But we've got to keep in mind that you don't just come back. A lot of reps go into really executing well. And one of the things we've got to look forward to is getting these guys back. Lawrence was back out there. Lawrence did some good stuff. But as we now go forward, these guys are going to be getting reps. They're going to be getting reps together. We've had all clubs have probably, but we've had a lot of things that would disjoint us. As we get these guys back, Gallimore next week, there's a real good chance we'll have Randy Gregory back next week. Mm-hmm. It's practice time. And the same thing is true with our offense. You just look at it. Dax was limited in training camp. I'm not making excuses, but he was limited in training camp shoulder. He, of course, later had the calf. And these are great players, but we got to play a lot of throw and catch at practice. And we'll get to do that. That's what's great about this. We've got that to look forward to. We can refine by practice time and by repetition a lot of what our fans and we all want to see.
Big fact.
Jerry, you're a former offensive lineman. Give us your assessment of how the offensive line has been playing recently.
I noticed last night across the board, you had breakdown. And the offensive line in general has had pretty consistent. One player breaks down, another player breaks down. Of course, as a unit, one breaks down, it breaks down the line, the concept of the play usually. And so, again, that goes back to some repetition. We're going to get to have more of that repetition now that Tyron's really in the swing of things out there.
No doubt.
Certainly have moved some faces around in there. Baez played good last night, I thought. So we get Collins. Collins is, frankly, it's been about a year to 2 years, really, or a year and a half. But Collins has gotten back in the groove. He's still working with his hip, but he's getting better and better and better. Mm-hmm. Key thing with the offensive line, to your question, is that the more they work together, the more they see situations, the better they'll be. But then also, you've got to have if you have breakdowns, then you've got to be able to do some improvising when that comes in, and all of that contributed to what it looked like was some concern in the offensive line last night. I'm not as concerned.
Jerry Jones joined us here on the KNC.
That's a long way to say it, Jerry. You could have just said, I'm not as concerned about the offensive line, but I get what you said. The great breakdown of continuity and consistency goes a long way, Cowboy Nation. It do. Let Jerry talk some more.
The masterpiece on 105.3 The Fan, and you talked about being a little disjointed in some things and some things that have led to that. Last night, Mike McCarthy not there. I guess this is kind of a two-parter. One, how did Mike McCarthy watch the game? Was he in his hotel watching it on the Fox broadcast, or did he have a different box that he was watching through? And how did you think Dan Quinn did?
Yeah, technically I'm not for sure. I do know he saw every play real time.
Okay.
And was able to comment on that. I talked to him right after the ball game, and he was just like everybody else, run the ball there at the last possession, next to the last possession. He's into catching it, throwing it, and getting that timing down more. He saw the same things. The facts are, and I appreciate being asked the questions, but we all saw it, and we saw some outstanding plays by some great players that we have on our side of the ball.
Big facts.
And we have the makings, and we really have the foundation of our system in place. we just get in here. We've got these games left ahead of us. We've got 10 days here. Let's get it in practice, repeat. You'll see this team play better, and when it does, we'll all be smiling.
Jerry, since Mike McCarthy wasn't there, I was wondering this. Since 1989, have you missed a game in person?
Never.
Never
have missed one. Never have missed one. My wife, Jean, has never missed a game.
Wow.
Never. They don't kick off without me.
When you're important, they wait for you.
We are a little tongue in cheek. We can do a little tongue in cheek this morning, can't we?
Yeah.
We all know I'll get my ass kicked. I'll get my ass kicked over that.
Well, and Jerry, that's amazing. Just because life happens, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to miss a game, and it's just amazing. From 1989 to 2021, you've never missed a game.
That's amazing.
No, I haven't, and I've been to probably a world record of practices. Certainly for an ownership, and maybe for a general manager.
Now, back on the field, watching Zeke run yesterday, and everybody, all the Cowboy fans are texting us about this too, is when Zeke ran to the outside, he got a first down, but it's almost like he drug his leg the last 5 yards after the first down to get out of bounds. How concerned are you about Zeke the rest of the season, and would it do him good to maybe sit out a game or two and get the knee healthy?
Really, I didn't talk to him or talk to anybody after the game. I didn't see what you're referring to. I saw a stout deep run defense by New Orleans, unquestionably, and thought outside was where we were going to have to go. Frankly, we need to throw and catch the ball, and that'll loosen it up too. And I know they have to be complimented, but no, I'm really. I'm sound with where I am. His trainers, the people that are the closest to his health, his medical situation, think he's really good to go. And so I don't see after a 10-day rest here. And, a lot of times if you can get through games, if you can push on, then that's better for you than sitting it out. And then you actually, if you have an issue, it improves if you're able to get through and not injure it more. He certainly didn't injure anything anymore last night. And so I really look forward to a powerful and dynamic Zeke as we move on into the last part of this season.
Jerry, the rookie linebacker won in rookie of the month, defensive rookie of the month, and just continues to pile up every step of the way. Could you have foreseen this kind of rookie season for him, and what's the ceiling for this kid?
Before Jerry go into details about Michael Parsons, come on, Cowboy Nation, come on. We ain't foolish with this one. We can see Ezekiel Elliott limping, right? And that type of situation, I know, my guy Jay Farr, man, I know you ain't gonna lie to kick it, man. If you're still in the chat, man, let me know, man. How is Ezekiel Elliott really doing? Text me, man. Hit me up, bro. Because I just don't see him getting better playing in a physical contact sport like that. There's synovial fluid in that knee. But, Jerry, he's a multi-billionaire, so he pays these guys to do all of the research and everything. But it's just, you got to rest that, man. He going to have to go against some big boys next week. Let's go.
Well, he was our best defensive player that we've had on the board. He was number one on the board, and as far as defensive player. And, of course, we were looking for corner help, but, boy, am I glad we got him. And he's the thing that you couldn't really put a finger on, but you never can, is that fire inside.
Appreciate you, Jay. He said it's not a public chat, man. Okay, convo, my guy. Oh, appreciate you, Jay. Well, at least I can read in between the lines. I appreciate you, brother.
That striving to be so much better, that overachieving along with some brilliant athletic ability. and football athletic ability. And so I don't know that I've seen anybody that has the makeup to get every ounce out of anything possible that he's got, along with being that talented. And a lot of people really do think that we should really concentrate on just making him a rusher as we go forward in the season, because he's such a pressure player. And obviously a pressure player is the most, frankly, and they didn't even argue on the defense. So we'll look at that. You call him a linebacker, but what he really is a disruptor. And he's very unique, but he's unique. I visited with him there before the game, and it's intensity is just very impressive. It's not uncomfortable intensity. Now, he's uncomfortable, those quarterbacks out there, but it's not uncomfortable. He just, we call it, but he's got some of that thing we can't define, but it's there. It's there.
So Dak had at times just some unbelievable throws and some great catches from Gallup and from CD Lamb. And then there are other times where it just either looked like miscommunication or he was off. How are you feeling about Dak going into December and down the stretch here?
I'm so positive about Dak, and but boy, we've had a great first part of the season, or if you will, first 2/3 of the season, and here Dak recovering from his injury that he suffered last year, has gone through a few ups and downs here relative to his calf and health, yet has just continued to be what you want him to be in terms of his practice, his preparation, everything that's involved. And if I have ever seen anybody at this position that can take a nuance of his game that he wants to improve on and make serious improvement in a week or 2 weeks, it's Dak. So that's what he's about so much, not just about, but what he's about so much is his intensity to improve. And he's the first one. I mean, he was, you can imagine, he was just satisfied last night. He felt he could have played better. He was the first one. And, of course, you just know, even without asking, somebody's going to get their legs run off out there with him doing work and working on his repetition on his passing game.
Jerry, I threw this in there earlier, but I didn't quite get the question in. How did you feel about Dan Quinn's approach and performance last night and his responsibilities?
Well, he's a proven head coach and Super Bowl coach. Should have won that Super Bowl. And my point is, he's got the paper, so to speak, the pedigree in my mind. And so you're talking about fortunate to be able to have Mike and have him not able to actually be on the sideline at the game and have a Dan Quinn ready to step in there too. That's called backing it up.
All right, so Jerry, my last question for you. You just talked about your travel schedule, where you're at, what you're doing today. How do you have this energy? Can you give me a little bit of
story time?
I don't know what
baby.
it is.
Can we can it or bottle it?
Give us why or how you have so much energy. Is it your sleep pattern? What is it that gives you this much energy at your age?
Well, you guys are being kind. I did get in about 2:30 last night from New Orleans. And had to be back out at 8 to get on the plane. But the bottom line is that, first of all, I stay on a high. A natural high.
Smoke weed every day.
And the Cowboys do that for me, and sports does that for me. I am so fortunate and would recommend it for anybody. If you can get in something that is just you don't even know you're spending the time or the hours, you don't want to go to bed and can't wait to get up.
Right.
If you get in something like that, then you've got you're going to be a long way toward energy you're talking about or needing to go. I'm excited about what I'm getting ready to do in the next hour and a half and visiting with these people about career. I just landed, and I landed about 100 feet above the old house that I grew up in.
Wow.
Over here. And look down at it and can remember some of the old trails out there. Matter of fact, I'd go over there, I'd probably see some chunks of wood on the telephone post that I knocked off when I was about 11 or 12.
God, dog, boy.
That'll fire you up.
Well, Jerry, we always appreciate talking with you. Wanted to let you know the bottle that we got of the Maker's Mark Select from you did raise $1,800 and helped us get to the goal, the highest goal we've done in the 8 years that we've done the show for Peace-a-thon. We really appreciate the donation. Always appreciate talking to you, Jerry.
Well, great guys, and we've got a lot more of those bottles. You did the work. Let's go out here and try to do some more good with them.
Yes, sir. All right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Jerry.
I want me some glory hole.
That Jerry, baby.
Offered to auction it off, but they might reduce the price. I've had that happen to me.
Well, you have a great day, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Jerry Wayne Jones is amazing, man. He is flat out amazing. You gotta love the man. He didn't take it in until like 2:30 in the morning. Woke up around 7:30, close to 8 o'clock. Now, so he had to be there at 8 o'clock, meaning that he had to literally get up before 8 o'clock, brush his teeth, comb his hair, put on his suit, because you don't see him without a suit. Shout out to Jerry Wayne Jones, man. Amazing. He a superhero. Yeah. Jerry Jones is a superhero, Cowboy Nation. Man, I mean, gosh, I thought I had some energy. Man, Jerry partied last night until 2:30, close to 3 o'clock. Got some shut-eye, and now he's out and about kissing babies and telling people story times and got responsibilities to speak clear, coherent over the phone, and to give you guys the play-by-play analysis of what happened with the game, his thought tracks of Dak Prescott, his thought tracks of the football game in general, the offensive line. And what was most remarkable to me is that he never missed a game since 1989. I mean, shoot, that's superhero powers, man. That means he never was sick, had the bubble guts or anything like that. Over the course of the years of the game, he was sitting there at every game. That is remarkable, man. I know some games that I couldn't make it, I know some games that, shoot, the night before I partied too hard. Oh, my goodness, man. DT, appreciate you for the $2, man. Really appreciate you, man. Jerry's pumped full of teenage blood. How's that even possible, man? How old is Jerry again? Is he 79 or is he 80? How old is Jerry? Y'all put it in the chat box, man. How's that even possible, man? Still get around, move around. And he puts salt on his McGriddle. Come on. This is this X-Files here, baby. The man puts salt on his McGriddle and he eat Whataburger. I think he did a video. He's 79 for your mind. Appreciate you, Gabe. I saw a video of him saying that he eat Whataburger 3 to 4 times out of a week. Most people tell you to stay away from sodium and processed food. It don't do nothing to him. Gosh, man, he's not of this plane, right? He's invincible. And then he drink Johnny Walker Blue, the Blue Label. Now, I had some Johnny Walker before. Immediately, I grew facial hair. I'm telling you, that's what started the facial hair. It put hair in your chest. It wasn't the Blue Label, though. Johnny Walker will wake you up. Hey, it's the cure to most common colds, by the way, and other things like C19, if you know what I mean. I'm just playing with you guys. I'm about to somebody go like, give me the Johnny Walker. I heard the law said it will cure the C19. It'll get you mean. It'll get you right back out there in time, baby. But it'll make you uncomfortable, Most viruses trying to find a host to live, and you got to eat and feed off yourself. You know, you can't live. Have you ever seen a wino with a cold? You know, shout out to Jermetta. You should watch Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max remake. Remind me of you, Law. Shoot me that episode, and I'm gonna watch it, Jermetta. Text it to me, 682-214-4087. That's the text line for your mind. Appreciate you. The black label. John, it probably was the black label. It sure wasn't the blue label. I'm not in the blue Johnny Walker blue label. Let me just see, man. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, no, I ain't spending $389.99. Johnny Walker Blue Ghost Rare. I'm just give me the plain Johnny Walker. I think the shot is like $22, But we ain't over here doing it like this over here on Law Nation channel. You know what I'm saying? And look, you got it in Cedar Hill. Pick up right now. Total Wine and More. Yeah, shout out to Cedar Hill, Total Wine and More, man. They will deliver too. Yeah, they don't want to get out of here. Okay, yeah, we gotta go here then. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Look, this would come with a whole carrying case and everything. Oh my goodness, man. Johnny Walker Blue. That's what he drink with his coffee. He wakes up, let me get the Johnny Walker Blue shot. They keep me going, I'll send you a bottle of. Come on, Pete. We got some millionaires over here. Send it to me, man. The address is in the description box. Send it to that address, baby. Zaytoven, appreciate you, man. I don't know who timed you out, but please don't time out Zaytoven. If as long as you're not personal attacking people, you can spit your mind. JJ too happy for guys with 3 playoff wins in 25 years. This is from Tom Downey. Yeah. I mean, why you had to rain on my parade, Tom? Tom, why you had? I was happy, man. Now you hurt my mood, man. My mood supposed to be happy. Is good vibes, good feelings on Friday, and you had to remind me that we only had 3 playoff wins in 25 years. Come on, man. Edwards, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Off the top rope, baby.
FBI, open up!
They open up on you, Tom. Open up, Tom. Appreciate you, Cornelius Edwards, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Tom, you hurt my feelings, man. You had to remind me. Look, Jay Lombardi, you made us all mad. Hey, this is the thing, Cowboy Nation. We're looking at this situation of saying to ourselves, yes, it's been 25 years. But for the knowledge of Jerry Jones to witness each and every last one of those games, he sit there and watched them. There have been some games that I had to get up and walk off, It's going to change, Cowboy Nation. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. All right, it's 1:15. I've been talking for a long time. Y'all about ready for me to go? Y'all about ready for me to go? Let me know if y'all want me to keep going. Let me know if y'all want me to keep going.
No.
I live off 25 years ago. Gabe, what's good? No. Y'all ready for me to go? John says, would you start letting Dak scramble more to loosen up the defense? Scramble and getting out of bounds, he shouldn't take the necessary hits. He shouldn't drop his shoulder. We got 5 games left, and I think the drop-off from Dak Prescott to Cooper Rush is a big drop-off. I know Cooper Rush, he did his job. He understood the assignment, and he won us a game. Shout out to Cooper Rush, right? But let's not get foolish here. So stay with the mind of safety. But if Dak Prescott is running, let him dive or slide. Don't get hit, Dak. But I don't mind a little scramble here and there, but I don't think that there should be a design situation for it, right? Sean King, appreciate you. Dak needs to run regardless. Only in the event of safety, right? Keep defense guessing. Yep. I think that Dak Prescott, he's looking at this situation of saying that, all right, cool. If I get to the playoff, I'm gonna really go no holds bar, right? Zay Tobin says, like 40 different accounts. This troll has 40 different accounts. Man, let the trolls troll. We gotta let them troll. All right, so y'all say keep going. Let me see what we got in this repertoire here. Oh, who did y'all think won last night? 3-6 Mafia or Bone Thugs and Harmony? If y'all watch any of that versus, who do y'all think won? Post down in the chat if you're a versus guy. 5 games left, and that was the end of that conversation there. Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you guys. I've been talking to you guys long enough. Thank those who donated. Thank those who shared this content, and thank those who subscribed. I really do appreciate you all. We will be pumping out more content throughout the day and give you guys some information of what people talked about. And mods, I really appreciate you guys for holding it down. Shout out to you, Miss Jackie. I see you in the chat. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's relax, watch some football, and enjoy our weekend, because that's what we can do now. We sitting off of a mini bye, and let's everybody get healed. My thoughts on Ezekiel Elliott: heal up, then. He got all of this break to heal up, and hopefully he will be that person. Shout out to you, John. Thank you, Sheila Neal. Oh, Sheila. I see you. And Snippets, appreciate you. He said, no, don't go, but I got to go. Floyd Day, appreciate you, man. Enjoy your content. Thank you, man. We get on up out of here, Cowboy Nation. And see, I'm stumbling over words. I'm hungry. Got to go grab me something to eat. Grab me something to eat and enjoy it and have a good one. But I got to leave you guys with some positivity. It sounds like a broken record. It's repeatance of the mind, right? But repetition, that's what it do. Continuity, that's what it brings to the table. Think it's not strange, right? The realities of life. That's what it is. But if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies or hate it and yet give way to hating. And don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your whole life for, broken and stooped and built back up again with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all of your winnings and whisk it on one turn of pitch and toss to lose and start again at your beginnings, and guess what, Cowboy Nation, and never breathe one word of your loss. If you can walk with kings and presidents nor lose the calming touch, if neither foe or loving friends can harm you, if you can fill the unforgiving minutes with 60 seconds, Cowboy Nation, worth of distance run, my friend. Oh, yes, you all are my friend. You have unlocked a true meaning of what it takes to be a champion, a leader. But most importantly, understand this, Cowboy Nation. The lunatic says, yeah, stay humble and hungry. But most importantly, if you can understand what I just gave you, Cowboy Nation, open up your minds to this, Cowboy Nation. You have unlocked the true meaning of what it takes. Oh, hit me with this. What it takes to be a man. Stand tall, Cowboy Nation. Tell others, lead them into the right directions. Regardless of what you believe in, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Victory Friday. Try to install it into your mind, baby. Creeds to live by, words to follow. Walk down from.
Nowadays, nothing really insightful.
Step out, walk on floor.
Phone ringing and I tell him it's race. I got wifey on bling and she
all in, lock in, baby. I told people a couple of weeks ago, if you all in on this team, type in the comment section right now, as my great grandfather would say. Nah, right now, all in. Type all in the chat.
Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up. Talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things so your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really insightful. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo. Please. No photos. No. G's. No.
All in, baby.
I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role.
Come on,
give
y'all
you the
know
world when they sign you
realest,
up. Try you out and then they line you up. Ooh, now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some.
Come on, slow it down a little bit. We getting up out of here. Salute to all of y'all. Much love to you. One love. We all in, baby. Hold the one up. If you first place in your division, let me see one in the chat. If you first place in your division, let me see 8 and 4 in the chat. Yeah.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in.
Shout out to my dog, Choctaw, Montana. Cowboys and Mavericks, baby.
Save the last bite for you.
And you. The Lunatic, first place, 8 and 4. Woo! It's Friday. You know, when you go out tonight with your loved ones, the food gonna taste great. The places where you go when you're repping your Cowboys gear, they're gonna say it's 25 years, Law. But we say we first place right now, baby. And my food tastes good. What about yours, right? And when you're talking to all of the haters, tell them how about them Cowboys. Yeah. Come on. They can't get the D out of their mouths. They love it. Hennessy, home. Appreciate you, Jay Worthy.
And another one.
Yeah. Thanks those who gave the donations for the nation. We'll be doing the drawing shortly. Got an autograph. You can't see it at the light. I'm gonna just spin it like this. The helmet will be in somebody's possession. Michael Gallup, who scored a touchdown, his number is somewhere here on this. But y'all get it. Turn me up. I hope you win it. Cowboys and Mavericks. We're gonna make a trip down there to that pro shop. Get some more things to give away.
If a paper crane can fly,
oh my goodness. Stephen White, that's what I want now, baby. Stephen White said tacos. Oh, I want some tacos, man. I'm going to give me some tacos. Homemade, though.
then forever doesn't feel that far.
Taco Friday, baby.
So far, so far.
Oh, Stephen, I'm going to come get you, man.
Crane can fly. Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Oh my goodness, tacos today.
Kind of check or something.
Oh, I want some tacos. Oh yeah.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel.
Stephen White, I blame you. Oh my goodness, I blame you.
I make the deal, have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Tacos. Hot sauce and burrito. Come on.
Count that too, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play. Charge it to the game. I'm